thinking about Peter this term. Today we're thinking about Peter and all of the disciples being sent out by Jesus to do the same things that Jesus himself had been doing. And I'm going to need a bit of help this morning. So first of all, I would love to hear from you who your heroes are. They could be someone from history, or they could be someone from kind of modern life. I'll give you a starter. Kind of one of my all-time heroes as a Chelsea supporter has to be Frank Lampard. Greatest midfield player in English history, I would have to say. No dispute about that. You know, Gerrard, average, Lampard, top of the tree. Scores more goals from midfield than any other midfielder ever. My ultimate hero. But I'll tell you why in a moment. I would love to hear who your heroes are. Anyone got a hero they would like to share with us? Come on. Who do you admire? Could be a figure of history. Your daughter's your hero.
No, she said
She wants to tell me. Yeah, go on. Who's your hero? Go on. Peter's your hero. Jesus. Okay, that's cool. We're coming there later. Dedo, can we have a hero? Come on. Mandela. Yep. Daisy, you got a hero? Go on, can you say it into the microphone?
Rosa Parks, because she stood up for what she believed in.
That's very impressive. Mikey, who's your hero?
Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan. Got to ask, why?
I wanted to be him.
You wanted to be Jackie Chan. Can we have a demo? No. Your knees are a bit sore. Okay. Any other heroes that? Maya Angelou. Yeah. Any more heroes? Come on.
The England Roses netball team have got through to the final.
The England Roses netball team who are in the final today against Australia. Have I got that right? Are they going to win? Yeah, hoping they're going to. But they're your heroes. That is really cool. Anyone? I mean, we've kind of had Mike say he wants to be like him, and we had Daisy say that she would like to be. That Rosa Parks stood up for what she believed in. Would you like to be like your heroes? Is there something about your heroes that you would like to be like yourselves? Yeah. Dedo, do you want to tell us what it is you'd like to be like about Mandela? You would like to be like?
He was abused, he was jailed, he was treated so badly, and yet he forgave his jailers. And when he was in a position to have his own back, he allowed the person to go.
Okay, cool. Daisy, I think you told me because she didn't give up, she stood up for what she believed in. Good. Would you like to be a great netball player? Are you a great netball player? You're not, but you're an average. The reason why Frank Lampard is my hero isn't just because he was the greatest English midfield player. Actually, he was a fairly average midfield player, but he worked really hard. He kind of ran end to end of the pitch. He trained harder than anybody else. It wasn't like he had the greatest talent, but he took the talent in his hands and he really made something out of it. That was why he was my hero. Often if we've got heroes, we want to be like them. There is no chance of me being like Frank Lampard. I have two left feet, and whatever direction I try and kick a ball in, it goes in the opposite direction. And when I used to play football, everyone thought I was filthy. I had a bit of a reputation for taking people's legs out, and everyone thought it was because I was a dirty player. It wasn't. I was just very slow, and I always got there too late. Ali's laughing, you can probably remember that. No, not coordinated, no. So it was never going to happen. This week, I had to fill a form in, and I had to put on it, it's one of those things where you have security questions. I probably didn't ought to be telling you what my security question was, particularly with it online, but you don't know what it's for, so it's fine. I was asked for one of the security questions for something I was signing up for to say who my favourite person in history was. Can anyone guess who I might have said my favourite person in history was. Yeah, it wasn't Attila the Hun, it was Jesus, yes. It was a bit of a no-brainer, wasn't it, really? So last week, Mikey was talking about how Peter and his brother and 2 other fishermen were called to follow Jesus. And Jesus said, instead of catching fish, you're going to catch men. And in the passage Graham read today, we heard about how those same disciples who have been following Jesus, they've been listening to Jesus, they've been watching all the things that Jesus did, were now sent out to go and do the same things. They were told to preach the kingdom of heaven is near. They were told to heal the sick. They were told to raise the dead and to cleanse those who had leprosy. Could you imagine you watch someone do this and they just say, well, now you go and do it? I just don't know how you get your head around that one. And then he says, the crunch, you've received freely from me. Now I want you to give it away freely to others. So the disciples have been learning from Jesus what it means to be a follower of Jesus. And there were 3 things, I think. But kind of what do you think it would mean to be like Jesus? Any suggestions about what it would mean for you to be like Jesus? What would it be like to copy Jesus, to do the things that Jesus did? And I need some help here, guys. Everyone's gone quiet. What would it mean to be like Jesus? Just what comes to mind? Put a hand up and I'll come to you, it's easier.
To be compassionate.
To be compassionate. Could you on your side?
Robin says to save people.
To save people, cool. Anyone other suggestions? What it would be like to be like Jesus? There's a hand at the back. It's a long way to go. Got short legs. Be patient.
Selfless and compassionate.
Selfless and compassionate. Brilliant. Mandy, chuck one in. You can. No, you're not going to. You said be nice.
Yeah.
Cool. But why can you say yourself?
Be nice.
Okay. Cool. Anyone else? Seems to me in our reading there are 2 things. I'm going to add a third. They're told to share the same message that Jesus was sharing, to tell people that God's kingdom was coming. That means God's rule, where kind of everything gets put right in the way God made it to be, to proclaim God's kingdom coming. And they were told to demonstrate what the kingdom was like by making people's lives better, by helping people that were sick, by healing them, by putting right everything that was wrong in the world. And I think there's a third thing. Because it wasn't just do what Jesus did, it was actually be like what Jesus is like. And so I've just kind of chosen some verses that kind of sum that up for me today. Jesus said, come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I'll give you rest. He says, take my yoke and learn from me. A disciple is someone that learns from Jesus. They're literally learners. And that's what Jesus had asked them to be, people that would learn from him. And that's what we're meant to be, people that learn from Jesus. He says, learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you'll find rest for your souls. So I think we need to learn from Jesus, not just say the things he said or do the things he did, but to have the same heart as Jesus. It's the why he did those things, which is exactly what you all shared. It's because he cared, because he was compassionate. For I am gentle and humble in heart. Learn from me. We're going to pray now, and Julia's going to lead us in our prayers.